Beatty from the state of Ohio. First of all, I need to ask, how are you, Congresswoman?
Well, at this time, I'm doing a lot better. As you can imagine, a few hours ago, it was very unsettling. Although we knew or had heard that there would be protesters here, I don't think anyone imagined that they would be able to not only get inside, but to take over the Capitol steps, to scale the walls of the United States Capitol, get into Speaker Pelosi's office, and take over both chambers. You know, we heard gunshots being fired. We saw glass being broken. So members were barricaded in offices, escorted off the floor. Tear gas masks were provided. I'm so proud of the members of Congress. They acted immediately for the safety of themselves and the staff. I had brand new staff with me. Today was the first meeting of the Congressional Black Caucus for the 117th session. So, you know, we are still waiting for full clearance. But when you think about as many protests as many of us have witnessed and marched in and participated in, it was a different day today when I think about photos that I look back on when Black Lives Matter came to the Capitol and how it was lined up with officers and they weren't allowed to come to the steps. And then today we watch people scaling the walls and climbing up to the windows and coming with tools and things that could be harmful to the police officers. But it gives me pause to wonder, how did they get through metal doors? How did they get into the Capitol? How could they be in the Capitol and we had footage of them moving through statuary halls, moving through cannons, and yet they weren't escorted, arrested? Where were all of the vans and the trucks to arrest them? It gives you great discomfort that they were able to do this at this level.
So, Congresswoman, you were all there in order to take the tallies of the Electoral College. And, of course, there were going to be some objections and some debates, but ultimately a vote. I think we all knew how it was going to come out. Do you have any sense of when you can get back to that? We need to have those Electoral College votes tallied, as I understand it, so that Joe Biden can become the President of the United States come January 20.
Oh, absolutely. I am very comfortable that we will go back into the chambers and do the people's work. This is another thing that this president has done. He's big on getting you to reflect to or to defect to something else, thinking that he can stop us. We will stay here all night if it takes us to get safety clearance to go back in and to resume voting. I think it only energizes us more to know why we have to do this and how much opportunity and hope we can have when we have President-elect Joe Biden sworn into office on January the 20th. So I am estimating probably in another hour or so, many will go back to the chambers. Others will stay safe where we are. And then within another couple of hours, I am comfortable that we will be able to go to our offices and to proceed as planned in alphabetical order to vote and to do the people's business. Now, it may take us into the wee hours of the night, but we will do this.
So just to be clear, you believe, Congresswoman, that Congress will complete its constitutional responsibilities before it leaves that building, finally, to actually finalize the Electoral College vote. So we will have a definite answer before you're done.
Oh, I am absolutely confident that we will go back and vote, because if we don't, that means Trump got what he wanted. And we are bigger than that, and that's why we will build back better. That's why we will do what we have to do the people's work. We're not going to let them make us afraid to do our work. Now, we understand that we had to be barricaded and protected for safety reasons, but I can tell you, no one that's in this room with me is looking like they are afraid to go back in and do the work. Many people are bothered. Many people are upset. Many people are angry that we had to experience this and that we didn't have more question early on that the National Guard was not approved earlier to be here to stop those individuals who were being destructive to the United States Capitol and putting members and staff at risk.
So, Congresswoman, it's always difficult, if not impossible, to figure out the ramifications of something as profound and disturbing as we saw today. But you mentioned this is a new Congress just starting out. It's going to be a different Congress than any other, given the way you've started out, and the fact that today we had 2 Senate seats come in for the Democrats, so there'll be a tie, 50-50, to be broken presumably by Vice President-elect Kamala Harris for the Democrats. Well, how do you think this may change the course of this Congress?
Oh, I think we will definitely see a change in the course of this Congress by the mere fact that we now have the majority in all 3, the House. Today, the tie in the Senate, certainly as you know, now Vice President-elect Kamala Harris will be sitting in a very powerful seat as it relates to the Senate in breaking ties. She comes from the Senate. She'll be the vice president, and she is scholarly and ready. I think when we think about what happened today, tomorrow when we wake up, we will know that after January the 20th, it will be a new day for the people. It will be a new day where we can talk about real issues and we can get real legislation passed. We won't have to be wondering what we're going to do about voting rights and wondering what we're going to do about policing acts. We will be ready. So this afternoon will be a good day. It gives us our stamp of approval that a new day is coming, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will lead us in that new day.
Yeah, it's fascinating, Congresswoman. Well, I wish you all the very best, and I hope that you're right, that you can get that job done before you're done. And I'm very happy that you're in good shape. Thank you so much for being with us. That's Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, Democrat from the state of Ohio.